What's up, Slackers? I'm Pete Imbesi here with my good buddy Andy Brown for a very special episode of, I don't even know if we're going to call this SNS Plays, really. It's, we're here to talk about Nintendo news. We're the two big Nintendo fans here, but we decided we would play a little bit of Pokken Tournament with you guys. We're going to talk about the recent announcements about the NX, about Legend of Zelda. I don't know if we can really call it Legend of Zelda Wii U anymore, but the new upcoming Legend of Zelda.
The new Legend of upcoming Legend.
The new upcoming Legend. I'm gonna be Pika Libre.
I'm gonna be Gengar.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder on Pokken Tournament. The game split up over both screens instead of doing split screen.
Right,
so you're seeing my screen, Pizza's on the gamepad.
Yep. So when you see me beating the person on screen, it's Andy getting his butt kicked.
When you see me wreck Pete with a Magikarp.
Yo, you just picked the same one as me? Damn.
Oh no. A cheer skill set.
I don't got time for that. Just pick one.
I don't know, man.
Alright, okay.
Oh shit.
Want to do the Mystery Carnival?
Mystery Carnival?
It's
spoopy.
Yeah.
Just like this news about Nintendo making mobile Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing games.
Okay, I think,
man.
Right? That covers all three of the announcements. So let's start there, because that's the one that you're the most fired up about, and it's probably the one that we'll have the least to say about.
Yeah.
So Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing are going to be the next two games Nintendo's going to bring to mobile platforms. The first game's based on their original IP, because, obviously, Miitomo came out about a month ago this time. That's obviously not, it's got, like, the basis very, very loosely connected to, like Mii's, but it's not like a Mario game or anything like that. So, I personally, I thought that Animal Crossing seemed to be a natural fit. I was more surprised to see Fire Emblem on that list. And I know you obviously have a lot of feelings about that, being a huge Fire Emblem fan.
Let's talk about feelings and thoughts as you kick my face off. Jesus, I don't remember how to play this game at all.
Alright, so I'll run around and get some items while you do that. So yeah, so what were your initial thoughts to that?
So I'm not thrilled with the announcement. They haven't said enough about it for me to really, think about it either way. Jesus, my face. They haven't said enough about it to make me either like really fear it or, not worry.
Yeah.
They talk about how they're gonna keep the essence of the Fire Emblem games. So it's still gonna be like a turn-based strategy RPG in some way, shape, or form. Cool.
But that's the long and short of the news of it.
The news of it is that they haven't said anything yet, so I really don't have the potential for an opinion, but I'm worried. I'm worried that either it's gonna make a ton of money and Nintendo's gonna say, oh, this is the one that made the most money, so this is what Fire Emblem is gonna be from now on, a mobile game where it's casualer.
Or even if it's not mobile, but that it's overall more casual, maybe, right? That it could affect the core series as well to appeal to that new casual fan base that they're receiving.
And that would be something that does not make me happy.
And that'd be terrible. I mean, I think, what makes Fire Emblem so special is that it is one of the most core series that Nintendo has.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really, they're the only ones who do that kind of strategy RPG these days. I think... not the only ones.
Not the only ones.
We got Banner Saga.
Fire Emblem's the big name, though.
It's the only, to rephrase that, I guess, they're the only AAA or, A, kind of studio that's doing it.
I mean, Atlas made a couple, but...
Yeah, a few. But I would say, to your point, I think, Fire Emblem's kind of, the name in it,
That's fair.
They have a lock on that kind of game. At least in my mind.
Yeah.
When I think those kind of games, I think Final Fantasy Tactics, and I think Fire Emblem. Now.
Yeah.
So, I share your concerns, but I also think, and we talked about this earlier, and we'll talk a little bit more about Animal Crossing in a minute, but while I don't necessarily think Fire Emblem is a natural choice for the mobile space, and it's not necessarily the franchise I would have picked to see go there first, I think that there's something to be said where, I think that, a top-down isometric view is great for strategy games, and I think a mobile touch interface really works for that. That's how Fire Emblem games kind of play. So I could see maybe there being a dumbed down kind of casual version that works well for people that aren't going to play the main games and people that might just, know the Fire Emblem characters from Smash or, might just want a little bit heftier experience on mobile.
I get that, but I'm still hesitant.
Oh, trust me, I'm there with you. I'm just trying to, think of what way could they do this where it wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't hurt people like you who love Fire Emblem as it is, and maybe can appeal more to people who aren't going to play a fucking Fire Emblem game,
Yeah. That is a legitimate thing. I don't remember how to use this.
You have to use both of the triggers if you want to activate it again.
Oh, there it is. I missed. Awesome. Go, Gengar.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the other announcement there. It's Animal Crossing. I think Animal Crossing, we both agree, is a much more natural choice for that space. So I don't remember. Do you have any relationship to the Animal Crossing series?
I've tried very hard to have a relationship with Animal Crossing.
Right. Not for you?
It's not for me.
Okay.
Any simulation game like that, Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, Fantasy Life, The Sims. I have a real life. I don't video games about just living a second life have never been my jam.
I hear that. I feel like that's most players' complaints if they're not into that kind of game.
Yeah.
I know Ozzy feels that way.
I don't begrudge it.
There's a few games like that really scratch an itch for me, and Animal Crossing has always been one of them. I had a really intimate relationship with the first Animal Crossing game.
Okay.
And
oh yeah, did it take her virginity?
I wouldn't say that, but we had a nice
You did just describe it as very intimate.
Yeah, it was very intimate, but it wasn't it wasn't like.
Show me on the doll where Tom Nook touched you.
I mean, gingerly on my face before he brushed my hair back and kissed me tenderly. But it wasn't Tom Nook. It was some cat lady or something. I don't know. That's why I have complicated feelings today. Just kidding. Not a furry, guys.
Not that there's anything wrong with
that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's legitimately. But I'm pretty open about my kinks. That's not one of them. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to talk about them, I guess. Anyway.
Hashtag beats kinks.
So, to bring it back to Animal Crossing, I really appreciate the Animal Crossing series. I think it's very charming. I get that it's not for everybody, though. But I think, I could see Animal Crossing being a really good fit on mobile because you could have, again, like I said about a similar thing to Fire Emblem, a dumbed-down experience where it's, maybe you have, very simple polys or, even something sprite-based where you have, a 2D house and a 2D character, and instead of, walking around your town and everything, you can, click on somebody's house and chat with them and maybe, play mini-games with them for items and stuff like that. Cool. Instead, it could be very reminiscent of Animal Crossing without replacing Animal Crossing. In the same way that I hope they could do that for Fire Emblem. Same way I hope Pokemon Go can do that for Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hopeful that all this works out for Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I have a great relationship with them over the course of my whole life.
Yeah, we're both big Nintendo fans.
Yeah, my first ever game was Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy Color.
Mine was Pokemon Blue, as you all know, if you're fans of my Pokemon Blue series.
If you're fans of real Pokemon games like Pokemon Red.
Yo, fuck you. Goddamn casual. You started with Yellow.
Listen, it's not my fault. That's when I got a Game Boy for Christmas.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, when Yellow came out, I was already hyped. Anyway, so yeah, to your point, I don't know if any of these games will ever be for me because I just don't care for mobile games on the whole. Even good mobile games, I played Fallout Shelter a little bit just to see what it was about. I've tried to get into other more substantial mobile games like that.
Yeah.
Or the ones that are attached to properties that I like Pocket Mortys or something like that. But they never quite catch me
because I
hated
Pocket Mortys.
They're too casual. Yeah. They're boring. It's if I want to play a Pokemon game, I'll play a Pokemon. Or I'll get an emulator on my phone and replay a Pokemon game, not play this crappy knockoff.
Oh yeah.
So that's generally how I feel about mobile games. That was my experience with Miitomo, where I think Miitomo is a great idea. I think it's really cool, and I think it was really well executed on Nintendo's part. I think it's something that's going to be around for a long time. They announced with all the news that, I think I beat you every time.
You stomped my face.
Jeez, I was, barely paying attention.
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking because I was trying to play.
I'll pick a character I don't know how to play, and we'll do that.
I played this game once on our stream the night we unboxed it.
Yeah, and then I've been playing it since then a lot.
You want to try the new controller?
I would really like to play I got the Pokken Hori controller. It's the one that's in the Japanese arcades and everything. It's awesome. I actually got 4 of them by mistake because Amazon messed up.
But it's great because now we have 4.
Yeah!
I'm going to be Chandelure this game and hopefully not die.
I'm going to try... Who am I not that good with? I'm not good. I don't like ever play Lucario. Okay. So, yeah. To your point earlier that we got a little lost in, we're both big Nintendo fans, and I definitely want to see them succeed in the mobile space, even if those games aren't for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm happy to see them succeeding with things like Amiibo, which I am personally a huge fan of, big Amiibo collector. So, yeah. All power to Nintendo. I hope these are experiences that can appeal to hardcores and casuals alike. We'll see.
Yeah. There's not really much to judge that on yet, so...
Yeah, all we can do is speculate and hope for the best.
Yep. In
So,
other news...
Yeah, to take it back to things that we have a little more to talk about.
God damn it, we picked the same set again.
Great minds think alike, Andy Brown.
Yeah, really.
So let's talk about the NX. You want to break the people down on this announcement?
So
I'll fill in the gaps.
The NX is coming out in March next year?
Yeah, March 2017. It will not be at E3 this year, which I think was probably the most shocking part of the announcement.
The big focus of Nintendo's E3 is going to be Zelda. Formerly was Wii U, but is now a launch title for the NX, and will be launching simultaneously on the Wii U.
Similar to Twilight Princess.
Yes.
So, so what's your thoughts on that? I have plenty to say. So
I think it's a good idea. Like, I think at the end of the day, it worked out well for Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I see. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people on the internet making really unfavorable comparisons to Twilight Princess. Like, oh, remember when that happened there? And I was like, yeah, and everybody was happy.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't remember that being a bad thing at all.
Nobody from the GameCube crowd complained about, oh, Nintendo's making me buy a Wii U.
Yeah, I bought it on the GameCube because I didn't want to play with fucking motion controls. You know?
I bought it on the Wii because I got a Wii, and I was like, I love Zelda.
And I want to have a new game.
Yep.
Yeah, I plugged I plugged a GameCube controller into my Wii and played it there. So, yeah, I think in terms of the idea of them delaying the Zelda game, I think that's a great idea. I don't think that there's any question that was the right move for them to do. Like, I think not having Zelda at launch for NX is like a death wish.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really do.
Which is like sort of a death wish for Nintendo just on the whole.
I mean, not on the whole, but in the hardware space, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, Nintendo's not going anywhere, even if the NX is a failure, even if they stop making consoles or they stop making handhelds. Like, they have some of the most valuable IP in the world. Their games are still good. Like, the attach rate for their games on a console that didn't sell is crazy. You know, like, people love Nintendo games even if they don't love their hardware. So, like, I'm not worried that we'll ever see a world tour. Yeah, there. I don't know if we'll ever see a time, like, excuse me, I know we won't see a time where, like, we have to worry about Nintendo, like, necessarily dying. I don't think that's in the cards.
I mean, I think you could have said the same thing about Sega circa 1997. Though.
No, but that's not true. I think that's a like, and I'm like gonna get a little bit like historical real quick. Have you heard of the book Console Wars?
I've heard of the book. Yeah, I haven't read it.
So I'm in the process of reading the book right now via audiobooks actually. Shout out to Jesse's girlfriend Sam Pupo, my dear friend who got me that for Christmas. Like that book is very much about like how like Sega was never on Nintendo's level. You know, like optically there was a competition between them, but that was all like marketing. That was all like Sega creating a rivalry there because Nintendo was so clearly above them. You know, it's like Sega never had the cachet that Nintendo did. They never had the IPs that they did. Like even their best IP is Sonic at its peak, I would say. And like at least in terms of cachet.
Oh yeah.
And those games never touched Mario in terms of quality or anything like that. And I love Sonic. I'm a huge Sonic fucking apologist. Like, and it's just not on that level. So like I don't think that's true. I think if Nintendo stopped making hardware, they could become one of the biggest publishers in the industry and just fucking bank on their IP. You know?
I think
they'd have to fuck up a long time to really fall off. You know, like, even with the flop that the Wii U was, they haven't not posted profits, you know, in the years that it's been out. Losses, but not failures, you know? Alright, you're kicking my ass. Respond.
Sorry, I got lost in trying to do something. I did something, guys. Look at me.
Look at that.
I think Nintendo's making smart moves that I hope work out for them. I think that, you know, at the end of the day, the rumors of, like, the divisions being merged, meaning that we're going to see some kind of Nintendo release, like, every month.
Yeah.
The first year the NX is out, that's awesome. That
hopefully longer than that.
The Wii U and the 3DS both have a software drought right now because they're focusing development on just having launch titles out the wazoo. Also awesome. Oh, I'm dead.
Good, so talk.
I really don't have much analysis outside of I was worried about Fire Emblem, and I think the NX news is good.
So I have one concern.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think it's a good move for them to not have the NX in E3. Personally, I like know that in the last couple of years, like, Nintendo has, like, leaned towards doing, you know, the directs and, like, being able to control the message themselves a little bit more, and, like, I get that, and I think, like, a lot of companies are doing that. We saw Marvel do that when they, like, announced the next 20 fucking years of Marvel movies and shit.
Yeah.
I understand their impetus to want to, like, control that message and to, like, dominate the news cycle when they make that announcement instead of having to compete with everything at E3. But I think now that, like, the cat's out of the bag, they should be working on a Nintendo Direct to go out before E3 and control that message, and then have a showing at E3 of the things that are to come. Because I think not being at the big gamer-focused event and having some kind of showing to be like, hey, like, you know, here's what's coming, like, all they're gonna have is, hey, here's the Wii U game that, you know, you probably bought your console for and we promised you 2 years ago at this point. Yeah. And saying, like, hey, it's finally coming, but it's going to be on our new console. And, I mean, I can understand why the Nintendo faithful would feel bitten by that. Like, I don't feel burned by that.
By the same token, I would argue that it's better to have no showing than a showing that is premature.
That's fair. Yeah.
And that it's good for Nintendo to... it's good for Nintendo to hold off if they don't have anything that's ready to show. Like,
anything beyond the...
Yeah, anything beyond Zelda, which is, from what I've heard, the focus of their whole E3. Like,
yeah,
that's the only thing playable they're bringing.
Yeah. And, like, that's cool. Because, like, I know Zelda's a big deal. Zelda's a big draw. Like, when they showed Twilight Princess at E3 all those years ago, you know, gamers were crying at the trailer. Like, I think that's one of the most memorable E3 moments of all time. So, like, I'm not... Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm excited to see the new Zelda. I want to hear everything we can hear about it. You know, I'm eager to play the game. But in the same breath, I can't help but feel like we know that the NX is coming. We have a launch date for the NX. And... forgive me, like, we've been doing this for so long, I forget the woman's name, but, there's a pretty reliable source on Twitter. I'll annotate her right here over the screen right now, so you can go check all her stuff out.
Right over Andy.
Right over both of us. It'll be great. And she is a source, she has sources who are very close to Nintendo, people who are inside Nintendo. She's broken, pretty big news in the past, so a lot of her kinds of perspective is you have to take it with a grain of salt, but it's often a pretty clear indicator of things that are coming. And from the sounds of it, you know, the NX is going to be very dedicated to having a lot of software, having a lot of great Nintendo software. That's all great. But they also, part of it was that they announced that there were several Wii U projects that have been pushed back to become NX games instead. And again, I think that's a good move. But in the same breath, if they have any number of those projects, if they know what the launch window of Wii U is going to be, even at all, and they can confidently say, we know we're going to have Legend of Zelda, we know we're going to have our 3D Mario, or we know we're going to have, you know, this, that, or the other thing, whatever it is, we know we're going to have this Nintendo party game. Even if it was just, you know, a kind of like you know, hey, here's the... You finally beat me, buddy! Wins! Even if it was just hey, here's what the NX... Here's the real name of the NX. Here's a bunch of cool trailers. Here's a bunch of cool splash art or something. Or just, like, literally, here's a black fucking image with all the logos of the games coming to NX in the first year. Something like that. A little flash to be like, guys, we know we fucked up with Wii U. We really appreciate that the Faithful is going to come out for NX and that you guys are excited about Legend of Zelda. We really want to bring you this new console and here's why. You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's important for them to get that message out there.
I suspect we will see something.
You're fucking spamming that laser so hard.
It's
so brutal.
That's what I gotta do, man.
Alright. So you expect we'll see something?
I expect we'll see something along those lines. Like,
I hope so.
Oh, man, I thought I was over it. Something along the lines of, like, this is...
NX.
NX. Or not even like this is NX. This is a teaser for the NX,
right.
essentially.
I hope that's right, man. I really do. Because, you know, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, I personally, like, I don't feel burned by Nintendo for buying a Wii U. Like, I had a lot of fun with the Wii U. We're playing it right now. We're having fun with Pokken. You know, Mario Kart's great. Splatoon's great. Smash Brothers is great. There are a lot of great experiences on it. There's a ton of other games I didn't mention, obviously.
Jesus,
I know people will blow up about that.
You were not even paying attention.
Not even at all. But, so while I would say, like, I like the Wii U, the Wii U's a failure. The Wii U's a flop. I want Nintendo to move on from it. I want them to get to the next thing. I want them to wow us with a new console. I want them to come out of the gates fucking swinging and blow our hair back and prove to everybody that they're not irrelevant and prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that they should keep making hardware. And unless they can do that, I think that they need to, like, swallow their pride a little bit and kind of, like, just focus on making games. Because their games are fucking great. You know, we love their games. We love their IP. Gamers do. We have for years.
Except Star Fox. That's terrible.
I fucking love Star Fox! Fuck you! Fuck!
Star Fox 0.
Yeah, Star Fox 0. 0 out of 10. Anyway, fuck. That's, like, all I have to say. Good luck, Nintendo. We're rooting for you. We love you.
For you. You know what'd be great, Nintendo? If you liked this video, if you shared this video, if you left us a comment saying, hey, we're Nintendo of America, and I, Reggie, really appreciate what you're doing here, guys.
You appreciate our support.
And then you subscribe to our channel, and then you follow us on Twitter at @slackandslash, or at our personal handles, which will be annotated here somewhere.
Somewhere, something like that.
That'd be great of you, Reggie.
Yeah.
So we're counting on you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.